Hey guys, welcome to another electrifying episode of Yes Users podcast. Today we have an exceptional duo who are revolutionizing the fintech landscape in India and beyond. Please welcome Vidhi Bhatt and Shrikant Gundavarman. They both are co-founders of a fintech startup in stealth mode called Light. I wish best of luck to them for their yet to be unveiled startup. With a shared passion of transforming financial technology, they are here to shed light on their journey, challenges, and the boundless opportunities ahead. So, Vidhi and Shrikant, welcome to Yes Users podcast.
Hi, Avinash.
Hi,
Thanks
Vinayak.
for having us over.
Thanks for giving us time and thanks for inviting us for your broadcast.
Oh, no, it's completely our pleasure. So, why don't we start by, for our listeners, you too, let's start with ladies first. Let, let's give the very, because Amy is gonna first. So, let's start with Vidhi. Vidhi, please give us about yourself.
Sure. So Avinash, when you said ladies first, मैं एक चीज बिलीव करती हूँ कि सब इक्वल है. I am slightly different from being very feminine. So I pursued my graduation from NM College and then I pursued my post-graduation from NMIMS, after which my first stint itself was being founding member of E-Billing Solutions Private Limited, which is EBS in 2007. So I was picked up from college and I was a brilliant student, so shayad they got interested. कि serious है बंदी. So I got picked up and I started my journey with EBS. EBS was into online payment gateway and it was a very fascinating journey. वो ज़माने में online payment gateway itself was a very difficult product to sell. There were no regulations around it. And don't even talk to me about customer trust and confidence. वो तो दूर दूर तक नहीं था. Leave about that. Even merchants को payment gateway देने के लिए define करना पड़ता था कि what is a payment gateway. So पूरा definition के साथ समझाते थे. So lot of things around that. And then thankfully Ready Secure का regulation आया, Nodal का regulation आया. 2009 में the company scaled greatly. Many good merchants were using our gateway. Zomato, Flipkart, FirstCry, APSRTC, Snapdeal. I mean, all good merchants, all brands today, Purple, सब हमारा payment gateway use करते थे. So 2013, we were founding members of Passive Solutions Private Limited. Passive Solutions is prima facie into point of sale devices. This is typically those EDC machines जो हम shop पे देखते हैं जहाँ हम credit card swipe करते हैं. So it was an offline merchant acquisition. And 2016 में UPI QR का birth हुआ. So then we also started UPI QR and SME lending prominent हुआ. तो in partnership with few NBFCs SME lending भी करा. And in 2022, Cholamandalam Group acquired PaySwift, after which we started this and now we are launching this brand called Light.
Interesting. So, Shrikant, I don't think Vidhi has left a lot for you to speak. Whatever is left, please explain to our listeners.
On the payments and the business model side, she covered almost everything she covered. But, she just left what I have done and what is my, background, she just left for me. So let me start with my, education first. So I've done my MBA in banking and finance and professional career, if you look at, I've started my professional, career with FMCG first, where I worked for, a couple of oil industries. And that too for 4.5 years. Then, I moved to lending again. I switched my industry because of the opportunities what I got. And the lending at that point of time and even today it is booming. So I preferred to switch and I got an opportunity and switched to lending where I worked with GE Money and HDFC as a DSA, where, I have incorporated my own company with my elder brother. And we have run successfully that company for almost 5.5, 6 years. And in 2009, where, my startup journey started actually. And that is how, I met Vidhi and we were colleagues in the company and we were the founding members. So I used to take care of South and, North region where I am the responsible for these two, region members actually. Our job is to source, merchants, brand merchants pertaining to these two regions where we have onboarded biggies and as well as, government agencies. And the journey was stupendous where, we have enjoyed a lot in that era. And in 2011, the company got acquired by Ingenico. Then we both and the company key members have moved from the company and we have started PaySwift, which is into POS deployment. It's an EDC machine where merchants used to accept payments through customers. So which is an online payment space. But the original idea was to launch a mobile point of sale to India actually. That is what the idea was. But while building the product, we felt that, when we did the survey, we and Vidhi and the key members of the company, we used to go to the merchant's place to find out the actual requirement of India. Then we realized that Indian market is not for mobile point of sale. Rather, why can't we waste the time and, educate the merchant? We wanted to do that, but there are already biggies in the market have captured the market. So we wanted to compete with them because we are the late entrants in the market. So we thought of moving to POS deployment and we started building the product. And in that, entire process, we were actively involved in all other departments since we were the founding members of the company. So we started deploying machines to the market, and we have seen all the up and downs during this entire decade. This 10 years when the journey with PaySwift until the acquisition, we have seen all the up and downs. We have onboarded merchants. We have enjoyed a lot. Even the COVID time, all the entire country was landed into trouble, but we were the only company who was surviving because we have built the company in such a way that, rather depending on one channel, we have adopted multiple channels in sourcing. So we could able to deliver and we could able to generate revenue for the company. Thereafter, in 2022, company got acquired by Cholamandalam, and then we have moved and we started, building Lite now.
Wow, that's really interesting. And thanks to Vidhi and Shrikant for that context. So tell us about your role at PaySwift. Like, you were top management, you were co-founders. What was your exact designation?
So we were founders of the company. We were there with the company from day zero until acquisition. We were directly working with directors of the company. We were the core team. And designation-wise, I and Shrikant were senior vice presidents at the company. So we are serial entrepreneurs plus the founders.
Yeah. Entrepreneurs is different from entrepreneurs. Would you care to explain that, Vidhi?
Entrepreneurs, I usually call them sandwich. जो है ना मैनेजमेंट और टीम के बीच में सैंडविच होते हैं वो सीरियल इंट्राप्रेन्योर्स होते हैं. So entrepreneurs are the one who are the executors for a company, because usually directors of the company are more on a decision-making role, strategizing role. Execution comes from entrepreneurs, the core team, who are balance sheet owners. So I and Shrikant were balance sheet owners at PaySwift for verticals, and these balance sheet owners are bound to work with multiple other departments like product, operations, finance, because ultimately they are answerable for each and everything and responsible for everything.
Wow. So this question is for both of you. See, I'm sure when PaySwift was acquired by Cholamandalam, I'll not ask for the exact amount, right? Because you might not have the liberty to share that. But you guys did make some money on that acquisition, right? And was that financial windfall can be considered by you as a financial security and giving you freedom to start a venture of yours? Was this the case?
To some extent, yes, Avinash. So after our last stint at PaySwift, we decided with the experiences that we had that now we need to get into entrepreneurship, a level of escalations from entrepreneurship. And we are here to build something big from where we are right now, a very, very big company, a very successful company, benefiting the teams, rewarding the investors, and ultimately rewarding us as the founders of the company.
Okay. So in your opinion, you just started to taste the entrepreneurship life. I think Shrikant has tasted earlier it as well. So what do you prefer, Shrikant? Entrepreneurship or intrapreneurship?
Honestly, entrepreneurship I prefer because the decision making abilities or the idea or the dream. When you come to executing the same what is there in your mind, it will be more easier. Obviously, the same if you look at in the service perspective. Obviously, there are more protocols, approvals is required, evaluation is needed, right? It is comes to entrepreneurship. Obviously, the good, bad, ugly of your idea, right? I mean before you executing the same, you will have everything in mind, how to do that, what plans to be taken, what cautions to be followed. Everything will be there, and that will be on you. I mean, once you decide to do something, it will be more easy for you to execute the same.
Wow. Well explained. So, again, this question of you, do you think entrepreneurship is, because you guys have experience with that, it's myth, right? Essentially, what is happening is some people coming in and saying to you, यार कि यार ये हमारा idea है, you think like an owner, तुम करो, फायदा हुआ तो हमारा ही होगा, right? Because you are not getting the whole like the economic benefit of it. पर घाटा हुआ तो वो भी तुम्हारा पूरा नहीं होगा. So is entrepreneurship utopian, or is it's substantially different from entrepreneurship?
Well, like you rightly mentioned, obviously, you do that, I'll back you up is the initial words what anyone can give you, right? But
Yeah.
obviously, there are so many things to be followed. You will not be the decision maker anymore, right?
Right.
The good is happening. Obviously, that is a collective thing. If bad is happening, that is up to you. You have done some mistake. That is what we have seen when it comes to entrepreneurship.
Right. So exactly, isn't that unfair? कि अच्छा हुआ तो हम profit सब share करेंगे, और बुरा हुआ तो यार तुम तो बेवकूफ आदमी, तुमने तो सही से किया नहीं. Right.
And work experience, we have seen, touchwood, we haven't got any opportunity या वैसा कुछ नहीं मिला है हम लोगों को. But obviously, that is what we heard, we have seen. But obviously, when you go to an entrepreneurship, obviously that will be changed entire, working culture change hoga, आपका execution change hoga, like I said earlier.
Yeah. With your thoughts on this?
So I think this in three manners. एक ये है कि intrapreneur and entrepreneur was still a choice, and any which is that continues to be a choice that I and Srikanth had. Firstly, it purely depends कि आपका dream कितना बड़ा है. The problem with me and Srikanth is कि हमारे सपने बहुत ज़्यादा बड़े हैं. So we know कि हम वो as an intrapreneur नहीं achieve कर पाएंगे for ourselves. And this definitely relates to wealth creation. So that is the reason हम entrepreneurship में आए. Second thing is, we have any which ways done 90 to 95% of everything an entrepreneur was supposed to do in two of our previous ventures. So जो balance 4 to 5% है वो हमारे लिए एक learn करके execution करना है, which we think is very easier for us. And today also we are learning. हम शायद आगे भी थोड़ा चीजें learn करते रहेंगे. But we are very confident कि हम वो learn करके execute कर पाएंगे. So that is number 2 reason हमें entrepreneurship में जाना था. Third thing is we understood कि जो dream आपको achieve करना है, जो आपने खुद के लिए target set करे हैं, you may not be able to achieve that by working for someone. ये ground reality रहेगा. So that is the reason हमने decide कर लिया that let's go for our own thing.
Wow, that's really interesting. And so obviously I'm not talking about your experience. I know you know a lot of entrepreneurs. What is the general windfall like? Like, if the project succeeds, जो entrepreneur है, जो actually में, as you rightly said, 90 to 95% of काम कर रहा है, उनके पास कितना % windfall आता है total wealth का?
It is very difficult to say, Avinash, क्योंकि what is happening is companies are also keeping on promising, and ultimately जो situation जब change हो जाता है तो वहाँ पे differences शायद आ जाए. But overall अगर आप आज के भी reality देखो तो ESOP pool जो हमने market में सुना है, majority of the companies, मतलब 80% of the companies का ESOP pool है 7 to 8%, not more than that. या चलो ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा 10%. But when we talk about the team sizes for those companies, तो वो बहुत ज़्यादा बड़ी है. So this pool obviously is not going to suffice for entrepreneurs. But at the same time, if you talk about having issued ESOPs for office boy of the company, जो काफी लोगों ने करा है, या लेवल 1 या लेवल 2 के लिए, तो वहाँ पे ये वेल्थ बहुत ज्यादा प्रॉमिसिंग है, बहुत ज्यादा अट्रैक्टिव है, बहुत इंसेंटिवाइजिंग है, ओवर इंसेंटिवाइजिंग है. बट स्पेशली व्हेन यू टॉक अबाउट द लेवल ऑफ एंटरप्रेन्योर, वो डिफिकल्ट हो जाता है मैच करना because of the team size which is ultimately grown in the end.
Right. Yes, Shikha.
But to add, Vidhi, one is monetary benefits. The other is obviously, when you want to add something to the department, like, when it comes to fundraising or any changes to be happen to the company, that will not be well taken, when it comes to entrepreneurship. Because, obviously, there are some protocols, there are some things to be followed, वो सब रहेगा. But monetary एक होता है, like Vidhi mentioned, जब grade 1 to 3 होता है, उनके लिए बहुत ज़्यादा होता है. But the members who are on the, second line of the company या first line of the company, वहाँ पर बहुत impact आता है. Because you give your everything to the company for the development, right? So you have some expectations when it comes to monetary benefits. उसमें नहीं आता है तो impact ज़्यादा होगा.
Right. Very well said. So, just to clarify, most of the entrepreneurship that you have experienced, people continue to draw salaries comparable to what they would get in a regular job, right? Or there's a usual decrease in the salary. What is the salary like?
We're talking about salary range here.
Right. Salary range here. My question is, जो entrepreneur है, क्या वो salary में sacrifices लेते हैं usually? That is my.
In many situations and in many circumstances, yes.
And in many situations they do, right?
See, हर company का एक cycle होता है. If we talk about a 9-year cycle for a company, उसमें at least 2 या 3 capital intensive cycles आ जाते हैं, unfortunately. And this stands true for majority of the companies around. So वो time पे definitely entrepreneurs are expected to take cut on their salary, which then are tried to be accommodated in some or the other way, either as arrears or converting that to share, something like that.
But
So वो expectation होता है.
Honestly, to add, if someone wants to really enjoy the entire journey, they need to give up all these, luxuries, because company needs to be on some level, to have all these, benefits, correct? So if luxuries chahiye, to startup is not right place for them. They can happily go and do some other jobs where, 9 to 5 hota hai, wo kar sakte hai. But yahan par, if someone wants to really enjoy the entire journey, startup is the best place.
Yeah, well said. No, I just wanted to understand about entrepreneurship versus entrepreneurship. Now moving, I know you guys have in a limited extent answered this question, right? And I think that's kind of an elephant in the room. Like, you guys are doing really well. Acha paisa kama rahe ho. You guys have recent experience. Right? Why do you want to do startups? I'm sure I'm not the only one which is asking this question. Vidhi, why don't you start?
इसका first answer यही है that with the experiences that we had, we decided to get into entrepreneurship. We really want to make our current product light and brand as founders and as entrepreneurs of the company, take it to the fullest potential and scale it to the greatest height. This directly also associates to the dream and sort of wealth that we really want to achieve. इसके लिए we know कि 2 startups करके ये समझ में आया that initial 8 to 10 years is everything what you need to give it to the company, and reward for the founders is the last thing. So with that mentality, we have got into this. It is nowhere easy or short term में money आ जाएगा. It's a very long term aim, but ultimately वो आएगा. So we are confident that we will be able to scale this and ultimately justify to the teams that we'll be having, to the investors with their returns, and to ourselves also in the end.
Well said, Vidhi. Shikhar, your 2 cents?
So, I mean, that's what, we have with our experiences, earlier experiences, we wanted to pursue entrepreneurship. That is one thing. And also for our family, friends who believes that, we have something in our, DNA where we can build a big company, we can achieve our dreams, obviously, the experience what we had previously, we have done everything. I mean, we have involved in every department of the company. We have actively involved in stitching the product. We know what the market is required. Then when we know, almost everything to execute a product and to take the product to the market, then why can't we pursue our dream? So that is one thing. The other thing is, we wanted to make, whoever be the part of the journey, entire journey, we wanted to make them satisfied with monetary benefits, which, obviously we spoke about previously, where, majority of the people, they give their 100%, but they are not be benefited with the perks what they exactly get, right? So we wanted to address all those concerns and we wanted to make a big company.
Thanks for sharing that, Shrikant. Kudos to you. So, Vidhi, now I have a question for you. We were looking at your profile and we saw that, you have laid a lot of emphasis upon having a broad, long-term vision for the company, right? But the problem it's really nice to have that broad vision, but how do you maintain focus on day-to-day activities while keeping that broad vision in mind as well?
Avinash, startup में once we decide to be founders of the company, or once we're deciding कि हमें ये company शुरू करना है, one thing is from day one, we all are aware that we work with very limited resources, limited people, and in all aspects with a very compact team size and hands for the activities. तो हर चीज में contribution important है. Second thing, my belief is that especially in initial years, until the company is coming on a space where now the balance issue is over and अभी उनको और आगे ले जाने के लिए और strategies करना पड़ेगा, तब तक एक founder का involvement हर एक चीज में होना बहुत ही ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है. A founder has to be part of each and everything. While long-term vision of the company is something that cannot be kept aside at all, ये सब करते करते the schedule has to be maintained in such a way. जैसे पे मेरा पर्सनली बात करो तो मैं मॉर्निंग उठ के सबसे पहले वो चीज करूंगी जो मेरे लॉन्ग टर्म विजन से अलाइन करता है. बिकॉज इन स्टार्टअप यूजुअली जब ऑफिस टाइम और डे शुरू होता है, यू डोंट ड्राइव द डे विल ड्राइव यू, and you don't drive the people will start driving you because they will seek for your help and assistance in each and everything. So जो मॉर्निंग का टाइम है या अलूप टाइम है, that is where I prioritize for syncing in all the activities which are in sync to long-term vision of the company, and then over the day, helping through the team members, having right people at the right place.
Wow. Great insight there, Vidhi. And this is something I completely agree with you. When you're driving a venture, instead of you driving the day or instead of you driving the people, it happens most of the time opposite. So the hack that I use every day, right, is that prioritize in what will have the greatest impact in the long term, right? Prioritize in that way. And like a lot of times what would happen is that you will feel that, okay, if I'm prioritizing it in this way and my employees are in this way, so there's a possibility that some of my employees' time will get wasted, right? Then you have to take a hard decision. What is more important for you, the long-term goal or keeping your employees busy, right? So there's a very difference between being busy and being effective, right?
Correct.
You can do 10 different things and be busy the whole day, but it might be happening you are not getting any, the results you are getting is not fruitful. So as a startup owner, that is your main job, right? Kaam sab kar lenge, right? But entrepreneur ko kehna ki in what way we will be doing stuff to get to that end goal.
Yes. And with this, I also believe, Avinash, ki har right jagah pe right person ka hona bahut zaruri hai. Don't try to do things with 10 hands. In fact, have people whom you can trust, whom you can delegate, along with delegation of authority also, apart from work delegation. And that makes life easier for you to keep intact your long-term goals in hand.
Yeah. Essentially make them entrepreneur, like other people.
Aligning all the departments together, obviously when you have right people in place, the coordination need to be in sync, right? I mean, that need to be in proper.
No, absolutely makes sense. So, Shrikant, my next question is to you, right? So you have had around 15 years of experience, right? You have witnessed so many things, evolution of payment systems, especially during crises like COVID. You have seen evolution of 3D Secure, Aadhaar, UPI, right? You have been in the fintech space through all these things,
Correct.
would you care to, like, looking back, would you care to give us one specific instance that had a significant impact on the way you look at professional stuff?
Yeah. So after 3D Secure, if you look at, before that, obviously payment gateway का मतलब होता है fraud company है, because we used to take all the money in our account, ये सब होता था. But post 3D Secure, customer का confidence levels boost up हुआ है, and trust factor increase हुआ है, where obviously the डाट का theft होता है, that minimized a lot, because 3D Secure के टाइम पे तो बहुत सारा, पहले तो बहुत सारा था, बाद में तो ये सब आने के बाद बहुत चेंजेस आए थे. सो वी एक्चुअली एंजॉयड दैट एरा वेरी वेल. बहुत एंजॉय किए थे, वेर कस्टमर का डेटा जो भी ट्रांजैक्शन करता था, कहाँ से करते थे, obviously there was no risk management system at that point of time, right? And we ourselves used to give RMS to banks, for validating the transactions.
Well said there, Shrikant. One thing मुझे ना हमेशा curiosity होती है इस time पे, because fintech space is a space what I feel is everybody uses but rarely anyone understands. Right?
Yeah.
So what curiosity that I had is that ये 3D Secure सिर्फ हम इंडिया में use करते हैं, right? Other developed countries are not using this, right? So, and I'm not saying that जो developed countries नहीं कर रही वो हमें नहीं करना चाहिए. That's not what I'm saying. But वहाँ पे डेटा प्राइवेसी ज्यादा अच्छी तरह से इम्प्लीमेंट हो जा रहा है. तो वो जो सिस्टम यूएस में या यूरोप में चल रहा था, उसे हमने क्यों नहीं कॉपी किया, एंड व्हाई वी डिसाइडेड टू बिल्ड आवर ओन सिस्टम विद 3D सिक्योर.
3D सिक्योर के बाद आधार भी आया था ना. आधार में मर्चेंट का ऑनबोर्डिंग जर्नी इजी हुआ है, वेर मोस्ट ऑफ द कंपनी वैलिडेट करने के लिए ऑलरेडी बना चुके हैं सिस्टम्स, वेर कंपनीज डेवलप हुआ है. आधार का वैलिडेट करना, पैन कार्ड का वैलिडेट करना, ये सब सर्विसेज किए हैं. डिजिटल सर्विसेज इजी किया गया था आधार आने के बाद. एंड अकाउंट एग्रीगेशन कंपनीज बहुत आए हैं, where they only give services where to validate the KYC of the customer. So ये आधार आने के बाद हुआ है, right? Similar way to other countries.
Right. So no, actually मैं समझ नहीं पाया, like why. मेरा क्वेश्चन ये था कि 3D सिक्योर, why do we need 3D सिक्योर, एंड जो यूएस की और की जो यूरोपियन बिजनेसेस हैं, they don't need 3D सिक्योर to process payment. Why? और एक केस में हमें इंडिया में ऐसे क्यों, क्या ऐसी स्पेसिफिक जरूरत है हमारी कि हमें ये करना पड़ रहा है?
I think number one reason कि the size of population that we have, वो demographics compare कर रहे हैं, because ultimately with that size the credit card users of the country, मतलब आज अपनी country में 4.5 crore credit card users है, and there are few countries जिसमें वो total population है. So it became very important. And second thing is the most secured measure and one of the greatest compliance implementation, I should say, done by RBI. Because without 3D Secure, अगर मैं आपका कार्ड भी चुरा लेती हूँ, I can do the transaction anywhere online transaction.
Correct.
तो ये जो डिजिटल पेमेंट का रेन लॉजिकली आइडियली यूपीआई से नहीं शुरू हुआ, वो ऑनलाइन पेमेंट गेटवे से शुरू हुआ. आफ्टर ऑनलाइन पेमेंट गेटवे इनोवेशन शुरू हुए ऑफलाइन में, एंड आफ्टर ऑफलाइन बर्थ हुआ है यूपीआई क्यूआर का. सो इफ दिस 3D सिक्योर वुड नॉट हैव बीन इम्प्लीमेंटेड, तो आई एम वेरी मच श्योर बीइंग इनटू ईबीएस एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम कि अपनी कंट्री के जो ऑनलाइन ट्रांजैक्शंस है वो इस स्केल पे होते ही नहीं, वो एक्सेप्टेंस नहीं होता, एंड कस्टमर का ट्रस्ट नहीं होता, एंड शायद कस्टमर क्रेडिट कार्ड्स भी नहीं लेते.
Well said there, Vidhi. Now I can see the point there, right? So the best analogy that I can see here, कि अगर आप ये देखेंगे कि the way Amazon works in the US and the way Amazon works in India, that is completely different, right? So अगर Amazon US में कोई duplicate Puma के shoe sell कर रहा है, it is not the Amazon's responsibility. But India के अंदर, if you look at the way things are, and I won't say that that Amazon itself started it, but कि प्रोडक्ट्स हमारे प्लेटफॉर्म पे जेन्युइन है, ये फ्लिपकार्ट ने शो करना स्टार्ट करा. right?
Yeah.
Because they realize if you're not taking that responsibility, क्योंकि इंडिया की पब्लिक में ट्रस्ट नहीं बिल्ड कर पाएंगे and we will not be able to scale the product. Maybe that's why we're not doing what is working in the US and creating our 3D secure system from scratch was one of the best things that happened to our payment ecosystem.
यस एंड ये पॉपुलेशन डेमोग्राफिक्स का अविनाश क्या है कि क्राउडेड स्पेस ज्यादा है अपने कंट्री में,
Right.
वहाँ फुटफॉल भी कम है, सो द क्वेश्चन ऑफ थेफ्ट एंड द चांसेस ऑफ थेफ्ट मिनिमाइजेस देयर. बट अपनी कंट्री में तो हर जगह क्राउडेड है, so the card theft and ultimately then if 3D secure is not there, that means online boom, your 3 lakh credit limit is gone.
Yeah, Vidhi, I won't say that's the reason. See, the numbers के मामले में तो I would say like okay, 4.5 crore users है, right? But you can see कि हाँ US में भी उससे ज़्यादा ही number है. But what I'll say ना कि यहाँ पे जो dispute redressal mechanism है उस पे पब्लिक का उतना ट्रस्ट नहीं है. लाइक यहाँ पे हर पब्लिक पुलिस के पास जाने से डरती है. यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस, राइट? आपका मान लो क्रेडिट कार्ड चोरी हो गया, मैं आपको कहता हूँ यार आप जाके पुलिस के पास जाके कंप्लेन करोगे, हो गया यार कौन जाएगा पुलिस, वो मेरे से कुछ ऐसा करेगा, वो कुछ ऐसा करेगा, राइट? उसके बाद अगर कुछ और हो रहा है तो आपको केसेस फाइल करने पड़ेंगे, राइट? सो इन कंपैरिजन टू दिस, क्यों यूएस में क्या है क्रेडिट कार्ड का कि इफ यू आर नॉट विलिंग फॉर अ ट्रांजैक्शन यू कैन जस्ट डिस्प्यूट द चार्जेस, राइट? एंड मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम दोज आर क्रेडिट बैक, राइट? और ये कंपनी रिस्क ले रही है जो चार्जेस प्रोसेस कर रही है. पर यहाँ पे अगर ऐसा सिस्टम इम्प्लीमेंट किया जाता तो फ्रॉड दोनों साइड से ही ज्यादा होते. एक तो फ्रॉड सिर्फ यही नहीं है कि आपका कार्ड चुरा के मैंने पैसा ट्रांसफर कर दिया, फ्रॉड ये भी तो है कि मैं आपके पास गया, मैंने कहा यार मुझे 10,000 के शूज दे दो, आपने मुझे 10,000 के शूज दे दिए, मैं घर आया, मैंने कहा कि यार ये जो चार्जेस है ये फ्रॉड है, ये मैंने किए ही नहीं, राइट? सो
Avinash, I would have agreed absolutely to you if I was in 2009.
okay.
But today, being on the fintech side, it is very difficult for me to agree this. क्योंकि आज भी mechanisms देखो, dispute के mechanisms बहुत easy है. Master, Visa, Rupee, all the card associations have been playing very fair to the consumers. And all the dispute and the chargeback requests are raised online only, जहाँ आपको बैंक में भी नहीं जाना पड़ रहा है. अवेयरनेस एंड एजुकेशन डेफिनेटली एटलीस्ट जो कार्ड होल्डर्स है उनको है कि इफ दिस हैपेंस मुझे ये करना है एंड मुझे इस तरह से करना है. सो थिंग्स हैव मच मैच्योर्ड राइट नाउ. बट ये जो टाइम पे 3D सिक्योर लॉन्च हुआ था उससे ये हुआ कि कंज्यूमर का डिमांड बढ़ने लगा ऑनलाइन पेमेंट के लिए. इसकी वजह से मर्चेंट्स को मजबूरन ई कॉमर्स वेबसाइट्स बनाने पड़े एंड इसीलिए पूरा वो pull from consumer to merchant हो गया. And this whole era of e-commerce spiked a lot after 3D Secure is what our step into the fintech industry says, जो हमने हमारे आँख के सामने देखा था.
Okay. So moving on, ये क्वेश्चन मेरा विधि और शिकार आप दोनों से ही है, राइट? कि corporate life and entrepreneurship life and entrepreneurship life, nothing is as smooth as it looks from the outside, right? So इस पूरी journey में each one of you could share one specific hurdle that bamboozled you the most.
You start, Shrikar.
Yeah.
Start. Ladies first.
Then you all will tell me I covered everything.
No, I have my points, no.
Okay, so I will relate this specific incident to our stint at EBS again. So EBS has been a journey very close to heart also. EBS में हुआ ये था कि हमें ऑनलाइन पेमेंट गेटवे बेचना बहुत मुश्किल हो रहा था. जो हर्डल हमने आपको ऑलरेडी पता है. फर्स्ट थिंग, कैश वॉज द किंग. मर्चेंट्स वर नॉट रेडी टू टेक डिजिटल पेमेंट बिकॉज जब कैश हाथ में आता है यू डिसाइड व्हाट यू वांट टू रिकॉर्ड एज रेवेन्यू and you lose that spree if these are digital payments. And e-commerce websites ही नहीं बनते थे. There were barely 10 or 12 shopping carts in fact. तो हमने करा ये, हमने पैन इंडिया बेसिस पे सारी IT कंपनीज के साथ टाई अप कर लिया, मतलब मेजॉरिटी IT कंपनीज के साथ. एंड व्हाट वी डिड इज, वो IT कंपनीज के पास जो भी ई-कॉमर्स प्रोजेक्ट्स आते थे वो वहाँ बाय डिफॉल्ट EBS का पेमेंट गेटवे लगाते थे. वाइस वर्सा हमारे पास जो ऐसे क्लाइंट्स आते थे जिनके पास ई-कॉम वेबसाइट नहीं है, दे वर इंटरेस्टेड फॉर इट, तो हम उनको उनका रेफरेंस देके उनके पास वेबसाइट बनवा के EBS का गेटवे दे रहे थे. ये चीज जो हमने करा, दिस वाज डन ऑब्वियसली नॉट सो इजीली बट इन द स्पैन ऑफ से 3 to 6 months, और उसके बाद जो उसके फ्रूट्स आने लगे, मतलब आफ्टर दैट कंपनी का सेल्स ट्रैजेक्टरी अलग ही टेंजेंट में गया था. द होल इकोसिस्टम गॉट इंक्लूडेड इन इट, एंड ये एक बहुत अच्छा एग्जीक्यूशन प्रूव हुआ था इन टर्म्स ऑफ मार्केटिंग एग्जीक्यूशन. एंड दूसरा हमने ये करा था, देर आर फ्यू मर्चेंट्स ऑलवेज जिनको ई कॉम वेबसाइट का जरूरत नहीं था, जैसे डोनेशंस होते हैं एनजीओ को, या एक कॉलेज है जिनको सिर्फ फीस कलेक्ट करना है, तो वो क्यों पूरा का पूरा ई कॉम वेबसाइट बनाएंगे. सो हमने इंटरनल कंपनी में एक प्रोडक्ट बनाया विच वॉज कॉल्ड एज वेब पेज एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम, जिसमें आप अपना एज अ मर्चेंट लोगो डाल सकते हो, मर्चेंट नेम आ जाएगा, यू कैन शेयर दैट लिंक विद द कस्टमर विल पुट द अमाउंट डिटेल्स एंड ट्रांजैक्शन हो जाएगा, विच इज नाउ प्रोमिनेंटली कॉल्ड एज लिंक पेमेंट्स. सो ये एक अच्छा इनोवेशन था वो टाइम का, which made merchant life also very easy and which was a very much success story internally also for us.
Right. Thanks for sharing that. Shrikant, what about you?
So before, I joined, starting my, startup journey, पहले तो ये Sparta मेरा company का नाम था, which, was the DSA of, GE and HDFC, where, we all know, I mean, I have an experience where, how to deal with the merchant, source, clients for lending के लिए ये सब था. But when I joined EBS, it was completely a different ball game altogether, because ये directly handle करना था individual को, but वहाँ पर payment gateway में ये था कि companies को handle करना है, which there was nothing in your hand to sell, right? I mean, obviously the playground was very minimal, and the audience, targeted audience उतना नहीं थे. You need to go and search for alternate to achieve your targets, right? One is going and knocking every individual door, and the other way is to create lead traffic channels to generate revenue for you. So we used to go and tie up with web designing companies where 1 page का बनाते थे या 2 page का बना के we used to give a client to them for designing the website, and through that payment gateway का source करते थे. So that was, obviously you going to a customer for one particular reason, but in a way you need to sell 2 products. One is developing the website, the other one is to sell your product. I mean, to give the gateway to the customer. It was a very tough task for us, at that point of time.
Yeah, and it sounds very easy, and I understand the fruits must have been fabulous. But because there is something I've tried to do myself, right?
Yeah.
It's really hard, right? So like if you go to these guys, tech IT companies, for instance, right? Right now, you are a very small venture, right? Or they are in their sector, actually, it's a big deal, right? आप जाके बोलोगे यार कि तुम हमारा करो, हम तुमको clients दे देंगे, right? That's what. But they will say यार हमें तो clients ऐसे ही आ रहे हैं, right? जरूरत ही नहीं है, हम क्यों अपना आपका पेमेंट गेटवे के साथ इनकॉर्पोरेट करें? वो what is in it for me? So how you guys handled it?
See, I mean, obviously, in that era, obviously, there were more people who were looking for alternate, mode where they can sell the products, right? I mean, they have manufacturing unit, or they are into some trading. They might look for an alternate source of income, but they don't know what exactly to do. I mean, to address big audience, I mean, everyone has something in their mind to achieve or to multiply the business, but एक दुक्का लगा के बैठे हैं, उनको इंडिया भर में बेचना है. So they need some platform which is web designing and e-commerce portal to create that, to develop that. They don't have any idea. So that is how we need to talk with 3 different peoples. One is the one who is selling the product, the other one is who can create a website, the other one is we who can accept the payments through through the website. So we need to collaborate and discuss with all these, and uske baad effort aata tha, because playground was very small.
And incentivizations भी होते थे अविनाश. So when they refer, there was always a commercial arrangement also, because ultimately that will motivate them also to keep them intact with us.
Exactly. So what was the quantum, like 10%, 15%? What? Because I am sure listening to the user, people are saying कि हमें भी जाके करना है. So what broad number they should be keeping in their mind?
Yes, rev share में it was from 15 to 20% अविनाश, क्योंकि तभी ऑनलाइन पेमेंट गेटवे के हम जो सेटअप फीस लेते थे मर्चेंट से, दैट वाज इटसेल्फ इन द रेंज ऑफ 24,000 to 1 lakh. मतलब हमने एक से 1 लाख सेटअप फीस, ऑनबोर्डिंग फीस भी लिया हुआ था. तो 15 to 20% मार्जिन शेयरिंग होता था उनके साथ, पार्टनर्स के साथ. एंड इनफैक्ट श्रीकांत, विद दिस क्वेश्चन, इफ यू कैन ऑल्सो tell about your phase in demonetization and havoc of demand devices that suddenly happened after the news on the TV. I think that would give it
Yeah.
conversation.
Honestly, before demonetization, we used to dream, office आने के बाद I used to share my dream with colleagues and Vidhi where, एक बड़ा ट्रक के साथ लोग ठहरे हुए हैं, सर गिव मी द डिवाइस, आई वांट टू टेक इट टू माय शॉप, ये वो करके. बट ऑब्वियसली वो प्रोडक्ट ऐसा था कि मार्केट ऑलरेडी बैंक से एंड कॉम्पिटिटर जो ब्रांड्स थे वो लोगों से मार्केट पूरा कैप्चर हुआ था. लाइक आई सेड अर्लियर, वी वर द लेट एंट्रेंट्स इन द मार्केट. तो हम लोगों के पास क्या था, वेर एवर वी गो वहाँ डिवाइस होके रहता था या बैंक का डिवाइस चाहिए रहता था रिक्वायरमेंट. So we used to sell ourselves and we used to convince that we are better than them. We do this, that, our USPs, our settlement cycle, all this stuff. And we used to convince. So the entire, conversation or sale, typically time होता था 2 दिन, 1 दिन के ऊपर होता था. Generally, pause 1 घंटे में होना है. So our conversion was 24 hours time frame था. So to avoid that, we used to dream, obviously ये इतना बड़ा एफर्ट से हो रहा है. ड्रीम ऐसा आता था कि कोई गाड़ी लेके आना है, hundreds of devices ऑर्डर देना है. तो ऑल ऑफ सडन डिमोनेटाइजेशन आया है. देयर वाज ह्यूज रिक्वायरमेंट्स वेयर वी यूज्ड टू, मी एंड माय कलीग, वी यूज्ड टू कैरी डिवाइसेस टू कलकत्ता. माँ काली के पास दर्शन करते थे 6 o'clock एंड वी यूज्ड टू गो एंड सेल द डिवाइस लाइक जो प्लास्टिक का सामान आता है ना, वैसा बेचते थे हम लोग. एंड कहीं से केनरा बैंक से ऑर्डर आता था कि आई नीड 5,000 डिवाइसेस, सेंड अस बाय टुडे इवनिंग और टुमारो मॉर्निंग. आंध्रा बैंक से आता था कि वी नीड 25,000 डिवाइसेस इन सिलीगुड़ी, वेयर हम लोग को पता ही नहीं था कि सिलीगुड़ी कहाँ है. So obviously we used to search in Google, find out the courier agent to deliver. Those was amazing days actually.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can relate to that feeling because similar thing happened with EdTech when COVID came in. Boom, ho gaya tha.
Right.
So yeah, now it's the rapid fire round time. Are you ready? So how we are going to do this? So we are going to do this in a systematic manner. First, Vidhi is going to answer, then Shrikant is going to answer. Okay?
Okay.
There's no
So
confusion.
all questions that will be answered by both of us.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
And you can.
आपको है ना फाउंडर्स का कंपैटिबिलिटी चेक करना ऑपोजिट पूछना चाहिए था. No, we'll start with our own answers for now.
ये suggestion विधि से ही आ सकता था. I mean, first time we are doing 2 founders together. तो अभी think about it. But it's a good suggestion. मैं future में ये tool launch कर रहा हूँ.
तो व्हाट विल डू इज, चलो आज ये डिसाइड करते हैं 1 year बाद तो लाइट बहुत बड़ा ब्रांड बन जाएगा, तब हम फिर से आपके साथ आएंगे, तब सीधा एक रैपिड फायर करेंगे ऑपोजिट. ठीक है?
That's a good good incentive for you guys कि तुम्हें मेरे tour में आने के लिए फिर से मौका मिलेगा.
Yeah, happy actually.
हम लाइन में खड़े रहेंगे बस अविनाश.
We will wait.
Let's see. So first question is favorite fintech innovation.
UPI.
Yeah. Me?
Yeah. What's that?
UPI.
You both answer the same. No worries. One piece of advice for aspiring entrepreneurs entering the fintech space.
Compliance first.
Come here. Shrikant,
I've been doing since last 15 years, same compliance.
compliance first.
Yeah.
Get in touch with me as well. We can help you in that. Right. The third question is morning person or night out?
Night owl.
Morning person.
घंटे चल रहा है तुम लोग का bench.
हाँ, so हमारा स्टार्टअप 24 hours ओपन होता है.
Yeah, good. Next question. A book that influenced your entrepreneurial journey.
For me, these are 2. Dream with Your Eyes Open from Ronnie Screwvala and एक है The Alchemist.
Wow. Yeah.
So I'm more a spiritual person than a reader, you know.
Right. So your thing is सुबह में prayer कर लो.
I mean, see, it's not a complete spirituality, but jahan tak hai, I want to be spiritual. I'm more fascinated towards, you know, spiritual things. वो है.
Very good. So last rapid fire question, favorite productivity hack. Vidhi, yours?
Delegation of work with delegation of authority.
Yeah. Good.
मेरा time management होगा.
Yeah.
And social media wala. That
Social media से दूर रहना है. I mean, it is not that, you know, where you post something and you wait. वो नहीं. But social media में रहना है, but to be, you know, maintain distance sort of.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Completely agree with you guys. So as we are running out of time, I'll just ask a short question. What you can tell about Light and the brand and what you're trying to solve with this?
Sure. So, Light, as the brand itself says, that we want to execute at the speed of light, and our customers should be availing our services at the speed of light and support at the speed of light. Light का brightness जो है, वो हर country के corner में पहुंचाना है. And light is such a word which is at least used twice a day by any person on this earth. तो उतना कॉमन हमें प्रोडक्ट बनाना है और उतना हाउस होल्ड तक हमें लाइट को पहुंचाना है. इट्स अ फिनटेक प्रोडक्ट एंड कीप योर आईज फॉर लॉन्च ऑफ लाइट वेरी सून.
Absolutely. So thanks a lot, Vidhi and Shrikant, for coming on the show. It was really entertaining and it was really informative. Thanks for sharing your stories. Thanks for coming on the podcast.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Shah.
Avinash.
And that's a wrap up of another inspiring episode of Yes Users podcast. A heartfelt thank you to our incredible guests for sharing their insights in the fintech arena. Don't forget to subscribe for more stories of innovation and perseverance. Until next time, this is your host, Avinash Tripathi, signing off.